Hi, I'm Michael from ETS, and welcome to Inside the TOEFL Test. Today, we're going to go inside the speaking section of the TOEFL test, specifically question 2, the integrated speaking questions about campus situations. So in the next few minutes, we're going to look at how the question is structured, how to approach the question, how your response is scored. We'll look at a sample response that received a high score, and we'll give you some tips for improving your speaking skills. So here's generally what question 2 will look like. You will read a passage about a campus-related topic. Then you will listen to a conversation about that topic. Then you will have 30 seconds to prepare your response, and 60 seconds to speak your answer. Now let's look more closely at what campus situations questions look like, and what they will be asking you to do. For question 2, where you have both reading and listening passages, you will be asked what the opinion is of a speaker in the listening passage. And you'll need to explain how that person's opinion relates to the issues presented in the reading passage. So you're essentially summarizing and combining information from two sources. Here's an example of this type of question.
That's true, but think about it. Have you ever seen the space completely full?
Well, no, I guess not.
Me either. There are never any events when the entire student body is there. In fact, there are usually just a small number of students in the audience for a play or a concert.
That's true.
So why make it bigger if it works as is?
I see what you mean.
The man expresses his opinion of the university's plan. State his opinion and explain the reasons he gives for holding that opinion.
Now here are some tips for how to approach these kinds of speaking questions. Number 1, be careful not to speak too quickly, because this might make it difficult for the rater to understand you. The questions are designed so that if you speak at a normal pace, you will have enough time to give a complete response. And you'll get better at this if you time yourself when you practice. Number 2, in question 2, where you have the reading passage, then the conversation between two speakers, listen carefully to the speaker's reasons for agreeing or disagreeing with points made in the reading. Then make sure you summarize the opinion of the speaker in your answer. Before the test, make sure you understand what the raters are looking for and how the questions are scored. In the speaking section, all responses are scored on a scale from 0 to 4, and they're scored holistically, which means that the raters listen for various features in your response and then give it an overall score. Although there are some variations depending on the question, raters will be looking for 3 main things. First, delivery. Your speech needs to be clear and fluid, with good pronunciation. The pace or speed of your speech should be natural, and you should have good-sounding intonation patterns. Second, language use. This is mainly how you use grammar and vocabulary to express your ideas. And third, topic development. This is mainly how fully you answer the question, how clearly you express your ideas, and how you can connect one idea to the next in a way that is easy to follow. Now let's listen to an example of a speaking response that received a score of 3 on a 4-point scale.
The school has decided to build a new auditorium, and because it will have a clean, modern appearance and it will be bigger to accommodate a larger student body. However, the man does not agree with this announcement for the following 2 reasons. First, the new auditorium is not a nice historic building as before, because the old building is an important part in the university's history, because it is among the first buildings built in the school. Second, the students actually haven't even seen the space is full. There is usually a small number of students in the old auditorium, so actually there is no need for the school to make it bigger. Also, making such decision allows the school to spend a lot of money, and it is not very good for the school. So I think this is not a good proposal.
Now let's look at this response in terms of our 3 main criteria: delivery, language use, and topic development. First, delivery. The speaker is generally easy to understand, with good pronunciation and pacing, so she gets a good score for delivery.
There is usually a small number of students in the old auditorium, so actually there is no need for the school to make it bigger.
But language use is another story. We can't give this response a 4 out of 4, mainly because of her imprecise use of language. One example is when she says this.
The new auditorium is not a nice historic building as before because
This is a little confusing, and could have been more precisely stated as, the man thinks that a new auditorium would not be as nice as keeping the old historic building. Topic development is good in this response. She communicates the important information in a clear and coherent way.
However, the man does not agree with this announcement for the following two reasons. First, the new auditorium is not a nice.
So overall, this meets all the criteria for a score of 3 out of 4. For more details about how the integrated speaking responses are scored, see the speaking scoring guides on the TOEFL website. Now here are some activities that can help you build your skills for the integrated speaking tasks. 1. Find an online newspaper from an English-speaking university. This will be a good source of practice topics for question 2. Look for topics like admissions, housing, student activities, registering for classes, school improvement plans, sports, and more. Then choose an article to discuss with your speaking partner or study group. 2. Record yourself when you practice and listen to how you speak. When you listen to yourself, you'll be able to hear some of your mistakes, as well as your tone and pacing. 3. Find listening and reading material that are both about the same topic. The material can contain similar or different views. Then prepare an outline of a 1-minute response that includes your opinion, 2 points to support your opinion, and 1 detail or reason to support each point. 4. Practice improving your fluency. So take that 1-minute presentation and deliver it a few times. And each time, try to improve it a little bit. Smooth out your phrasing. Use different wording for the same ideas. Avoid unnecessary pauses. Use transition words, those kinds of things. There are lots of ways to improve your English skills. Whatever you do, keep practicing. And good luck on your TOEFL test. Question 2.